Hi everyone, I'm Becky.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we are talking about A Touch of Gold by Annie Sullivan, which I got through NetGalley.
Same.
And while we were given free eARCS of this book, all of the opinions stated are our own. So this book is about Princess Cora, who is the daughter of King Midas. Cora shares the consequences of her father's curse after he turned her to gold. She is no longer golden, however her skin does shine. Cora lives her life behind the palace's wall while her father tries to find her suitor. However, when Cora's father's gold goes missing, she must leave the safety of her home to track the only thing that makes her father's curse tolerable. Cora will travel across oceans with the help of her new suitor to save her father and her kingdom. So,
before we get into the whole reviewing it, I do want to mention that we met this author at BEA, and she is the nicest person ever. She's super funny. She's very interesting.
And we actually met her. You met her first, not at her booth or anything, but she was in line to meet Gilkerson Levine, and then I came up to talk to you about something because I was not in that line. And I spoke to her for a little bit. And she was a genuinely sweet person. And so we were not going to originally review this book, but since she was such a sweet person, we wanted
to support her, to kind of bring some notice to it. We wanted to read her book, just because, as personally, she's really cool.
And the book did feel like it was kind of an original spin. I haven't actually seen this version of King Midas. You don't see a lot of stories about King Midas.
You don't, which is definitely a unique kind of way to go, which is cool.
Right. And there's a lot of myth and fairy tale books out there. Because every time I get a new book about Sleeping Beauty, I'm like, oh, another takeoff of Sleeping Beauty.
King Midas was definitely different. And it's definitely tame enough that you can give it to your younger tweens.
Yes, it is definitely tween appropriate. I'm kind of the problem though is I feel like by the time they're 14 or 15, they're not going to be as into this.
I could probably agree with that.
And
it definitely felt like an ancient Greek version of Frozen.
It did.
So if you've got the younger kids that like Frozen but they're a little bit too old for it, this would be the route to go.
And there were some scary moments that weren't too scary, so that would work. And it did play in a lot of the sirens were there because they go on this ship, so there are things with the sirens and with the pirates and that kind of stuff.
And I feel like you don't typically find that in ancient Greek myth retells,
right?
Which is which was different and nice.
And parts of it I didn't feel super connected to Cora, but she was a decent main character.
Yeah.
And, there were a couple red herrings that... It's hard to say, because, for me, I'm I saw everything. But I read hundreds of books every year, so...
Yeah, it wasn't shocking. I just kind of wonder... I think I would be more compelled by the cousins story, though.
That is true. And at the end of the book, it's obvious that there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to visit more with Hetty or not. But I don't really have that much else to say. Like I said, it was a solid book. It was interesting. It was different. We should rate it. So our rating system starts at the top with 5 unicorns. We go down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it's a horse.
So I'm at 3 unicorns.
I'm at 3. Yeah, it was a solid book. Like I said, I think there is definitely a readership for this.
I agree.
So that is where we are on Touch of Gold by Annie Sullivan.
All right. See ya.
Bye.